Hello, I'm Earl McClure, George's dad, and I just want to say how delighted we are to be here this evening and to see our lovely daughter married to Peter Tahan. It finally happened. I'd like to again express how happy we are to have Peter join our family and how happy we are to have Georgia join the Tahans. The Tahans have done a great job of raising their young man Peter, letting George, and we compliment him on that. As they say in the South, he was raised right, and he's a fine young man. Peter is one of those guys who reminds you of the phrase, still waters run deep. He's quiet on the outside, but obviously a young man of substance and ambition and promise. And we're delighted that he's joined the family.
Yeah, substance. Woo.
I do understand that Peter is seeking a master's degree in, I believe it's applied intelligence, which is sort of a military intelligence kind of thing. And he will be required to take some military type courses. He told me that one of them would be escape and evasion. And I was delighted that it had nothing to do with his marriage to Georgia. Very reassuring. This may sound kind of strange, but while I'm up here, I really would like to propose a toast to two institutions of higher learning. I think you'll understand why. A few years ago, we sent our son, Garen, to Duke University, and he came home with a lovely Mary Graf McClure. They've now given us two wonderful grandchildren. A couple of years later, we sent Summer, our oldest daughter, off to Virginia Tech, and she came home with Browning Wynn, another student. Browning is our family banker. Then we sent Hope McClure, Hope off to Virginia Tech, and she came home with Bud Cyper, who's our family forester. And finally, we sent Georgia off to Virginia Tech, and she came home with Peter Tahan. So I don't know if it's the water or the alcohol in Blacksburg, but something is clearly doing it. So, if any of you have marriage age daughters, I highly recommend Virginia Tech. So let me talk about Georgia for just a second. When I was thinking about Georgia, I was trying to come up with some adjectives that would describe her early years, that she was just a young child growing up. And I came up with three. They are effervescent, irrepressible, and dramatic. And now that she's grown into a fine young woman, I thought, well, what are the adjectives that describe her? And well, they are effervescent, irrepressible, and dramatic. So we're delighted that, and we think that she and Peter have a good combination of personalities and inclinations and aptitudes, and we think it's a great amalgam of two people. When I was thinking about George's childhood, clearly some things came to mind, some sort of antics and events that I thought maybe I shouldn't talk about them because it might embarrass Georgia. So I'll only give examples, sort of summarize examples, such as the time that I was teaching Georgia how to drive a car, and she mistook the accelerator pedal for the brake and almost killed us on a dirt road in Maine. Or the time, this is after she learned how to drive, she was home alone one night in Blacksburg. We were not there. And she got frightened in McLean. Did I say? Okay. We were in McLean. Georgia became frightened, jumped out of bed, jumped in her car, and drove 4 hours to Blacksburg, arriving at 3 in the morning to get into bed with her sister, Hope. But I won't mention those things. And finally, I won't tell about the head in the cat box routine, which is crazy. Getting your head caught in a cat carriage and having three people who were laughing uproariously trying to free you.
That's below the belt.
Anyway, Georgia has made us very proud, and even more so now that she's married to Peter Tahan. We think they're just a great couple, and I would like to propose a toast to both of them. And as they say, when French-speaking Lebanese arrived in Alabama, laissez les bon temps rouler.
Oh!